Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Can you hear me? The world. All kinds of mess going on. Hake's show is black on the outside and the inside. What in the world? Gonna cover this evil woman. I don't know if you heard that. When we cut out, when you go to black screen, I think it cuts me out. Technical difficulties. Complicated business, folks. The far left females at the skim are praising this pregnant woman who's trying to get out of a ticket because she's pregnant. Get out of a carpool ticket. You know the carpool lane? They call it HOV, high occupancy vehicle lane. We call it the diamond lane over here. What in the world? And I forgot to cover Hannibal Buress yesterday. The far left morning brew. I'm going to share some headlines and information on the far left extremist outlet, the Morning Brew. Morning Brew. I learned about them from this YouTube channel called That Chapter. Nice storyteller, foreign guy, Irish male maybe. I like the channel, but they are dumb liberals. But what do you expect? Journalists, am I right? Disgusting people. So evil. But anyway, guys, all that and your calls, you can't call in. Let's get right on with the show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how are you guys doing? I am fine. Len D says, Hannibal is okay, but overrated. I would say so too. My only introduction to him, my only exposure to him ever, besides this thing that I'm going to cover, is his phony and evil and white-hating and responsibility-hating attack on the great Bill Cosby. I know you guys, some of you guys don't like Bill Cosby either, but this guy's even worse. Evil fighting evil. So wrong. It's Tuesday, guys. Hope you guys are having a fun Tuesday. 2A's day. 2A is the Second Amendment, and I am wearing my NRA t-shirt. A friend of mine gave me a the right to bear arms, right to keep and bear arms t-shirt, but it's too big. Too big. Maybe I'd have to grow into it. I wear a size medium. Nice. Anyway, this is the NRA t-shirt, and it was a young kid, 13 years old or 14 years old or 15 years old, who had his sleeves cut off. The sleeves cut off of his t-shirt, and he wore it to school. And they're like, you can faintly see a gun on it, right? This is like a rifle. You can't have a rifle on your t-shirt at school. Maybe I'll have to give that t-shirt back to my friend. I tried to wear it, just didn't look right. Tried to. And so I'm wearing this one. You can't wear a gun t-shirt at school. And so I'm like, forget you, school. I'm going to buy that t-shirt too. Because I saw him in the news on the Jesse Lee Peterson show back when I was a listener. And that's how I got this shirt. It's from the, and I like how faded it is. It was always faded. It says, protect your right, but you can barely read it. NRA, they're rhinos. It's true. It is true. But whatever. Okay, so let me cover this evil woman. Well, I think it's evil. I could be mistaken, but she seems like a smarty pants. Not a decent lady. The far left females at the skim yesterday seemed to praise this pregnant woman's energy, big energy, in Texas. This is clip 11. This is from NBC, so-called news. Just start out with that. Pregnant woman says unborn baby should count as a car passenger after receiving an HOV ticket. HOV, she was riding in the diamond lane. Riding in the diamond lane. Those women riding in the diamond lane. Illegally. And she got a $200 ticket, but she's said, oh, I got another passenger right here. Well, should pregnant women be allowed to take the diamond lane? Maybe if they're rushing to the hospital to have the baby, but she was not rushing to the hospital to have the baby. I don't know where she was going. And does she really believe in this stuff, or is she playing gotcha? Was she put up to this, or is she clever herself? Or what is going on? You tell me. But somehow the mainstream media seems to love this story. Listen to this from NBC, so-called news. Far left NBC, clip 11. Roll it.
Pregnant woman fighting a ticket, along with a much bigger battle, after she got pulled over by police for riding solo in the HOV lane.
I can see the signs. It says HOV, parentheses, 2.
The HOV lane requires drivers to have at least one passenger in their cars when they use the lane. But at 34 weeks pregnant, Brandy Batone had an answer for the officer.
He starts peeking around. He's like, is it just you? And I said, no, there's 2 of us. And he's like, well, where's the other person? And I went, right here.
After the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade on June 24th, Batone said if an unborn child is considered a living person, she had every right to be there.
And I said, well, not trying to throw a political mix here, but with everything going on, this counts as a baby.
Although the penal code in Texas recognizes a fetus as a person, it appears there's no language in the state transportation department's code that recognizes a fetus as a person or a passenger.
What this is expressing is the complication of the inconsistent methods that Texas uses to define who is and who is not a person. The law literally defines who counts as a person in different ways in different contexts. What she is doing is forcing the law to define who's a person or an individual in ways that it didn't think about, that are going to be really, really difficult to do.
We reached out to the Sheriff's Department and the State Transportation Department, but have not heard back. Deputies told Batone that if she fought the ticket, it would likely be dismissed. She plans to fight the ticket of about $200 with the argument that her in utero baby should count as another occupant of her vehicle.
I really don't feel like it's right, because one law is saying it one way, but then another law is saying it another way.
If the authorities don't just drop it, which would be the smart thing to do, you run the risk of it landing in the courtroom of a judge who wants to use this to make a point, specifically a political point. And under those circumstances, it could become a bigger bombshell than it already is.
All right, and with that, Morgan Chesky joins us now live from Texas. So, Morgan, a lot of people are going to be following this story. What's next in this case?
Yeah, Tom, that is a very good question. And the answer could be that Batone may be in a courtroom or a delivery room, because her upcoming court date for that nearly $200 ticket also happens to fall on or around the exact due date for her new child.
So that's the story. Dumb black lawyer trying to make it into a bigger deal than it is. Why do I get the feeling that she is trying to be political with it? She's all not trying to throw a political mix or anything, but with everything that's going on, she sounds like she's not really convinced that a child is a person. I think the seats have to be filled. More than one seat has to be filled. But I don't know. Should we let pregnant women? Should women even be driving? Honestly, some of these women, man. I know. It's more. It would make life more difficult, more complicated, perhaps, not letting women drive. Nada says, why not? Just let the preggers use the carpool lane. Who cares? I know, but for everyone's safety, I don't know. Doesn't the seatbelt kind of go around the baby? The belly, the big, I don't know. Somebody said, Malkuth, what's up, Malkuth? Hey, anyone who is anti-abortion, it's called pro-life, dude, not just anti-abortion, should support this lady. I don't know whether to support this lady. Something tells me not to support this lady and this dumb black lawyer who's running his mouth on this, and the mainstream media who seems all excited about this. Very odd situation. I don't know. I don't trust it. Women drivers are not even as good as Asian drivers. Asian drivers superior to women drivers, says Rob Nunn. What about an Asian woman? Pregnant women driving equals road rage, suggests one guy. I don't know. It's quite possible. Hey, you gonna part-time Uber exclusively for women so that they don't have to, so that they're not allowed to drive? I don't know. Yes, though. It's whatever. I don't care. It seems though like they're all about the gotcha. Does she know that it is a child, or is she a dumb liberal woman? And where is the father? Yeah, who let her speak on TV to the so-called news, to NBC so-called, or whoever she spoke to? I wonder. Take it easy, Hake. I know. All I've ever seen road raging is men, says Germanic Spaniard. Be quiet, man. That's all I can say to him. Conservatives are pro-life until a prego is in the diamond lane. I know, taking up our diamond lane. Women do step on it. They have like a lead foot sometimes, but they're like, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. They don't pay attention. They're erratic. They're over-aggressive. They're over-trusting of other people's reaction time. It's not good. Trying to play man, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Pray for that baby. Pray for that child. I guess that's all I can say. But I wonder if she really felt that she was beforehand. The way that she spoke, it made me think that she wants us to believe, and maybe she has really believed this, that she was legitimately in that lane. But I wonder if she was the type of person to just get in that lane and try to get away with it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just going to go out on a limb and call her evil no matter what. How about that? Good deal? And how do we know she's really pregnant? No, I think she's quite obviously pregnant. I think she was 30-something weeks pregnant. And now she has a court date on her due date. What's going to take precedence? I wonder. Speaking of simping for the females in order to get a gotcha against the guy who's pushing for responsibility, this Hannibal Buress guy, I forgot to cover it yesterday. The far left, enemies of America, enemies of decency, Morning Brew, reported on Sunday. They didn't even report. They shared this Brew questionnaire with Hannibal Buress on Sunday. Hannibal Buress, and I called it Burgess. I used to call it Burgess when I used to cover this guy, is a stand-up comedian from Chicago. And he's the evil gossip who sparked, in my opinion, the tearing down of Bill Cosby. And Daniel is telling me that Hannibal Buress has dreads now, dreadlocks, and goes by Echu or Eku Tune or Tune. Echu Tune. And he's pretty serious about this music, according to what I've read here. He's a television writer, an actor with credits including SNL, Saturday Night Live, which is not funny anymore, The Eric Andre Show, Broad City, and many others. Currently, he's producing and performing music as Eshu, E-S-H-U, I think. Tune, or Tune. And if anybody knows how to pronounce it, let me know, but I don't know. His first EP, that's a short, not full album, I think, dropped in April, and it's better and less joke-centric than you might think, says this writer for the Far Left Morning Brew. Buress is so focused on his music right now, he won't even answer our question about laughter. I bet you, because he's not even that funny. in my opinion. We're glad to have him anyway, writes these people at the Brew. Simps for this male. Okay, so here are the questions. Just to give you a little taste of what this guy's like, and I'm going to bash him for the Cosby stuff. Yeah, he went viral because he's accusing Cosby of raping women or something like that. What's the best advice you've ever received? We all die. Don't take it so seriously. That's what his Hannibal Buress's or Eshu Tunes. Eshu Tunes? Eshu Looney Tunes? Answer was. What? Zoom in on that face. Is he a normal American black? Why does he have that name? Oh well. What's the most embarrassing song you admit to liking publicly? And I'm afraid to repeat this, but it's CMDGT by Eshu Tune. And I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that. I wonder if that's some... Okay, there it is. And that's him now? Oh, man. Yikes. It looks like the George Floyd thing. Oh, ugly. Oh, he looks silly. Look, he has like black French fries on his head. Sorry, people who may have that hairstyle too. Not sorry, but it doesn't work on him. He's too old already to have that hairstyle. If you were a child, it would be, I guess it would still be silly, but it would at least fit his face. His face is too mature for that. But his inside is not mature. And he's wearing a Bart Simpson jacket. Anyway, thank you for checking that out, guys. We have Nick and Hassan on the board over here. Anyway, listen to this one. Listen to this, smarty pants. See, I don't just hate women. What fictional person do you wish were real? God. He said that. Oh, smart answer. Dumb. What real person do you wish were fictional? Larry Bird, he said. Another white-hating guy. And this interview was by Ashwin Rodriguez. And I called her a dumb woman, but it's actually a dude, a guy. Ashwin Rodriguez. So Hannibal Buress is the same guy who... I remember it going viral in TMZ, sleazy outlet. Very sleazy outlet. I know that there are Christian outlets that are just as sleazy. It's true. The black French fries hair. Ugh. Just gross. TMZ likes to spread gossip and take down whites and men and Christians. They hate decency. Just dirty. Kind of like Daily Mail. Incidentally, both of those are somewhat aligned with so-called right-wing establishment, supposedly, in some form or other. But not morally straight, TMZ. And they promoted this Hannibal Buress viral clip where he's doing his stand-up thing, and he mocks Bill Cosby. You know Bill Cosby of The Cosby Show, if you're old enough to remember that. He's this older guy, older black comedian. He's in his 80s now. He's like blind or mostly blind, legally blind. He's like a family man, put on a good front, maybe his comedy was kind of vulgar behind, but not on the show. I'm not sure. And there were all these rumors about him being a little bit loose morally with the ladies, maybe. Maybe not faithful with his wife, but he kept those things under wraps because he wanted to preserve dignity and present a good face and a good example to the people, even though he may have been a little out of control, I don't know, in his private life. Respectable, huh? But no, they don't want anybody to be respectable. They don't want you standing up for responsibility. Cosby would say, blacks need to be a little bit more responsible. He believed in the racism thing. He would sometimes do a little bit of trashing of the whites, and he was a dumb liberal in a certain ways, but he was not as off the deep end. And he got trashed as a black conservative by guys like Ta-Nehisi Coates, who is an evil person, son of a Black Panther guy, propped up in the Atlantic for a while. He's written some books that the actors and the dumb liberals love, Between the World and Me, about an open letter to his son about imaginary racism in America. He believed that Mike Brown got murdered or something like that, or that guy Trayvon Martin got murdered. Neither of them were murdered. They were killed in self-defense, both of them. Rightfully so. It's a fact. Look it up. Look into it if you don't believe me. And so he's hated by people who are worse than him. Cosby is. And so Bill Cosby would say, like, pull up your pants, blacks. You know, the blacks like to sag their pants, which is not morally straight or upright to do that, right? And so this guy Hannibal Buress would be like, yeah, but you rape women, Bill Cosby. In other words, don't tell us what to do. We're going to smear you. Don't tell us to be responsible. Don't urge blacks to get better. Let's smear you instead. Smear the messenger. So, anyway. Cosby's comedy was clean. I think on the shows they were clean. I don't know about I think his stand-up might not have been totally clean. You know, blacks, they can't help it. Man, terrible. But yeah, forget this Hannibal Buress, Eshu Tune. Maybe he's repented. But it doesn't sound like it if he thinks a fictional person is God and he wishes God were real. Maybe he's being sincere about that. But to me, it sounds like a dumb attack on Christians. Maybe I'm taking it wrong. I could be taking it wrong. What real person do you wish were fictional? Larry Bird. Why is that? You just hate whites? What is sagging backwards, Hake? Clever. I can't say it out loud on the stream. I can, but I don't want to. Well, I want to, but I won't. I don't think. Well, I shouldn't. It's N-I-G-G-A-S. That's what sagging is, backwards. Crazy. What a mess. Big Bump says about this Hannibal Buress, Eshu Tunes guy, his hair, same energy as Jay-Z. Adult black male is going 30 to 50 years, clean cut. Yeah, nice haircut, fade on the side. You know how blacks like fades. And then, hair on the top, whatever, short cut. Adult black male is going 30 to 50 years, clean cut, and then show how black they are, quote unquote black, with their hair, going with African wild, fake African stuff. With the wild black French fries on his head. You can say it, Hake. No, I only say it with a hard R. And not on stream, in private. And actually, I stopped saying it, too. I stopped. For the most part. N-word guys. N-guys. Or N-gers. Terrible. Anyway, I wanted to talk mess before I get to calls. You can call in, guys. 888-775-3773. But let me talk a little bit more about the morning brew because I want to talk mess about this Ushwin Rodriguez with an S, not a Z at the end of his Rodriguez. The far left morning brew, this is a flashback from July 3rd, this Ushwin Rodriguez. Yeah, I thought that it was a woman. Ashwin. Ashwin. Doesn't that sound like a Ashley, or sounds like an unusual woman's name, but I guess it's a male's name. Maybe it's both. But look at this guy. Okay, so let me show him first, and then I'll cover like what he's about. Shwin Yo is his blue checkmark Twitter name. Business reporter for Morning Brew, followed by David Pacman. And he looks somewhat reminiscent of my late friend Mikey, actually. Actually, not only in that photo. You know, the cop there. He looks like I don't know what he is. Maybe he's Hispanic. He's a he/him on LinkedIn. How embarrassing! On LinkedIn, they try to force you to. LinkedIn and all these social media outlets. LinkedIn is a business social media outlet. He's a reporter in Brooklyn, New York. This guy is. He's a he/him. How embarrassing! Embarrassing. I never answered the evil Instagram. What are you? Instagram thing wants you to say, oh, are you a male or a female? And if you don't answer, they put they. Dumb. Anyway. Ashwin Rodriguez shared this thing, and I covered it back on the 4th of July, I think, on Monday, the 4th of July, a week ago or so, a week ago yesterday. We will adopt your baby as a dark meme for depressing times, reads this headline. Remember this? I covered it. On June 24th, the so-called Supreme Court eliminated the imaginary constitutional right to an abortion. The majority of so-called Americans supposedly opposed this decision, but at least 2 people celebrated, executives at the Global Center for Human Rights, organization that vows to uphold national laws that protect life, freedom, and family, and freedom of religion. Posed in front of the Capitol with wide grins and a poster that read, "We will adopt your baby," a phrase with a long history in the anti-abortion, also known as pro-life movement. And so this guy is doing this thing about how that turned into a meme that people just mocked. We will adopt your baby. And they pretend that that's just performative. But people have offered and done it, adopted the babies of mothers, mothers who don't want to have their babies, mothers who were thinking about abortions. Even JLP offered it one time to this 13-year-old girl, but she'd already had a saline solution put into her belly. He's told the story before. And the doctor said, oh, you won't feel anything. Then the baby won't feel anything. But no, the baby fought for the baby's life inside of the belly of the young girl, the 13-year-old or whatever age she was, for like days, kicking and fighting and struggling before it finally died. So, yes, there are people who are not just performatively, meaning pretending like they would adopt your baby, but really they won't. And how about responsibility for these women anyways who are killing their babies in the womb? How about some responsibility, not, oh, you're just pro-birth. You're not for taking care of these women. Of course we're not taking care of these women. We're not for taking care of these women. They're supposed to take care of themselves or get with a husband or their parents who didn't raise them properly. Absolute death. Hake, stop gossiping about abortion. How's that gossip, dude? It's not gossip. What's wrong with you, man? Anyway, maybe he's messing around. But yeah, they hate people who are not for killing the babies. They totally hate them. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. And last one, I think this was from Ashwin. I'm not sure. Oh, no. Okay, I'll skip that one. I'm going to talk about the 70s. The 70s were not morally straight. But let me get to a call or two here, guys. You can call in 775-3773. Jeremiah in Louisiana is on the line. How you doing, Jeremiah?
This is the day the Lord has made.
Just have to roll your eyes. Just have to roll your eyes at this guy abusing Bible verses. This phony guy. How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Chilling.
Yeah, I'm in this hot heat.
Yeah, Louisiana.
Anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit about, I don't want to give my contribution to your History Month.
White History Month.
No, Edomite History Month.
No, it's not Edomite
History Month.
You don't have any clue what you're talking about. It's White History Month.
Troglodyte History Month.
Troglodyte?
This is what you said.
You said did you say troglodyte?
Troglodyte. Yeah, look it up.
No, I already know what it means. I had to look it up.
Well, you might need to look it up.
I had to look it up after what's her name? After what's her name mentioned that word. The one who had sex with Bill Clinton, allegedly. The evil woman. Yeah, she's like, unless you're a total troglodyte, Monica Lewinsky. Thank you, Daniel.
Well, look it up on your own time.
No, I already looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Monica Lewinsky said that unless you're a total troglodyte, you know about the Johnny Depp trial and Amber Heard trial. And she pretended like Amber Heard is a victim. And then she pretended like she herself is a victim. But a troglodyte, I guess, is a hermit, something like that. No, White History Month is neither of those things. You don't know what you're talking about. But that's all right.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, you said something about Benjamin Franklin the other day. You had looked up a quote. That's one of your heroes, right? One of the men y'all's founders, right?
He is one of the founding fathers, I heard. Yep.
One of your founding fathers. One of your fathers.
Yours too. You just don't know it. You just don't want to. You're just too sour grapes.
I'm your father. We come
too
from
sour grapes.
You come from us, so you're my son.
That's your speculation. You don't know what you're talking about.
What he said was everywhere y'all went, right? What did he say? Everywhere y'all went, it was somebody swarthy.
He did mention swarthy. He said that there are many swarthy people.
Swarthy up, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which means everywhere he went, it was a people of color. Everywhere he went, right?
But not black. Swarthy doesn't mean black, FYI.
What does it mean? Dark skin?
Yeah, like you know how the
wow,
Asians.
Hank.
But not black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we know East Indians are dark skinned or black. We know anybody but you guys are dark skinned. Basically, that's what you would say. We know Indians over here are dark skinned, but it's come on now, tomato. Let's be real.
No, it's not. There's a difference between black people and swarthy people.
It was Africans and Americans.
If I remember right,
Black Americans aren't the same.
If I remember right, Benjamin Franklin specifically distinguished between actually black people and swarthy people.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Very clip.
The point that I'm trying to make to you.
Okay.
Would you consider? You just said something interesting yourself. You said so-called African, or what we believe is African, or we wouldn't be considered African, right?
What?
Then you just say something about their hair, our hair. We're trying to look like
right,
Africans,
yeah. It's a cheap imitation, like they're
of
guessing.
An African.
Yeah.
Of an African.
Yep.
So we're not African then, right?
Of course not. You're American.
Oh, okay. So we're both dark skinned, but we're not African.
Duh, you're American.
Just like when y'all went all around the world, y'all found dark skinned people, but they weren't African. They're not black, right? Would you consider African black?
Yeah, most Africans are black except for the South Africans and some others. South Africans are white.
Them black.
Yeah, South Africans are white.
So we're not African. They are African, but we're both black. What would be our nationality, Hank?
Depends on what nation you're in. Depends on what nation you belong to.
Okay. And another thing, right? You were talking to John yesterday about the whole nationality thing, right?
I don't remember.
Of course, me and John, we would know our nationality. Shout out, John. we would know our nationality.
Because you guys think that you're Israelites.
But you said something like the Irish wouldn't want to get married to the Scots, or they wouldn't want to give their sons or daughters to the Scots, right?
Right.
Because they're not the same nationality, right? Did you know Scots were black? That's a different story. Anyway, your nationality.
You're jumping around, man.
You saying that the Irish would want to give the Scots their sons or daughters, or it's a nationality thing. I wouldn't. You being a white man wouldn't want to give your son or daughter to my son or daughter because we're not the same family. We're not the same. We're not neighbors. Basically, is what I'm saying. We're not allowed.
Yes, we are. We're neighbors.
And you wouldn't want to give your son or your daughter to my son or my daughter.
We are neighbors.
That's because we're not neighbors.
We are neighbors, but we're just
naturally,
shouldn't be mixing like that.
You can try to force it all you want, but we're not.
You're the one forcing it. You're the one forcing like you're not American.
Anything. I'm not forcing anything.
You were born and raised in America to American parents, but you want to call yourself an Israelite. You do you, buddy.
Paul was a Roman, right? He had Roman citizenship, right?
Yep. And
was he not an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin?
Yes.
Same deal. I stay in this. I've been assimilated to this American culture.
He did not deny his Romanness, though. He did not deny his Romanness. You deny your Americanness.
I'm not denying my American citizenship.
Yeah, you did. I asked you if you're American.
Born here. I'm not.
Have I asked you if you're American and you said yes?
I'm an Israelite first before anything. Of course, my citizenship is American. I ain't never been to Africa. Africa's not even the term. They don't even call themselves African.
Okay.
That was man-made again to appease you and your fathers. They're not African. They go by their tribe. They go by their country, their countrymen, their kinsmen.
Cute.
See what I'm saying?
You love your father.
But we're not neighbors.
You love your father and mother?
Absolutely.
What's the evidence that you love your father and mother?
What do you mean?
What's the evidence that you love your father and mother?
I honor them. What do you mean?
How do you honor them?
I do what they tell me to do.
To this day, you do what your parents tell you to do?
They give me advice, and most times I'll take it because they give me the right advice. They've been through the stuff that I'm asking them questions on, so they can give me good advice on it.
Do they think? Do they think they're Israelites too?
They're Christian, so they wouldn't say that. They would go to what you say. We're all the same, and yada yada yada. You know, y'all.
Why did you reject your raising?
Why would I? What?
Why did you reject how you were raised? I
respect them. I respect them deeply.
Right, but why did you reject? Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. They don't consider themselves Israelites, but they're the normal type of Christian.
What's a normal Christian?
A normal type of Christian, a normal type of black Christian is American.
No. What's a Christian?
Someone who follows Christ, duh.
Okay. And what did Christ do? What you follow what Christ did?
Interesting how you changed the subject away from how your parents were not into this Israelite thing, but you are. How'd you get into this?
No.
How'd you get into this?
I can answer that too. They are Israelites in my eyes. They would be humble and say they're not. They would be humble or whatever and say, no, we're not.
Right.
We're Gentiles. But that's because all their history has been beaten out of them. Right?
Oh, your parents were beaten?
My grandfather was a sharecropper. You know that? You know what a sharecropper is?
Yeah, nice. What an honor.
Yeah, well, honor, huh?
Yeah.
So his history was beaten out of him.
Were you?
His history, his traditions.
I'm done,
his
man.
Culture.
I'm done with the call.
Yeah, I know you are. You're scared, huh?
No, it's just I'm
tired
of it.
I ain't talked to you. I don't know how long, but you're running already.
I mean, we've been talking for nearly 10 minutes. You can call it running all you want, but we'll talk again, man. I'm sure.
Enjoy your kingdom.
Okay. Thank you, man. Something about it is like spirit, just like a downer. I want to hear how Scots are black, Hate. I'm 15% Scot, says Brandon M. I think I'm like probably 15 or 25% Scottish too on my grandma's side. Thank you, Jeremiah in Louisiana. We'll talk again. I would be happy and like to get more into your story, how you came to see yourself as an Israelite, just out of curiosity. But I don't want to drag it too long. It just feels too evil and to carry on too long. But I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And happy White History Month. He calls it Edomite History Month. I guess we take what we can get with the Black Hebrew Israelites. We love the Black Hebrew Israelites, do we not? If we love anyone, or no. He has a hateful demeanor, says Butch over there on Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the sense that I get. And I don't know, for some reason I just don't want to talk too long with a guy like that who's being like that. But thank you, man. We'll talk again. He has like a long, beautiful history in America, and he's turned into an Israelite. There's some nice Israelites. I've met some nice Israelites and hung out with them. You know, I went to Vegas, and then they're like, oh, yeah, the white supremacy is for sure. I'm like, oh, gosh. So, yeah, you're nice to them, and then they're nice to you. But then when there's a conflict, who knows what happens. But that's how it is with everybody, honestly. So they're not different from anybody else. Just they have this delusion. But let me get to this 70s thing, guys. Before I get back to calls, this day in history from the far left morning brew, Disco Demolition Night. I told you the 70s were not morally straight. Here's a pic. A crowd storms the field at Comiskey Park, and this is the baseball field, during an anti-disco. You ever heard of disco music? With that guy who danced, and he was like I think he's still I don't know if he's a dancer, but he's an actor. Zoom in on that field. Look at that beautiful picture. Black and white picture in the stadium, Comiskey Park, baseball field stadium thing. See that diamond and this supposedly went off the rails on July 12th, 1979, late 70s. This is before I was born. Perhaps a beautiful day in white history. I don't know anything about it. I'd never heard of it. I didn't know this was happening. But the crowd stormed the fields. You can see in the stands that there's crowds there. So the extremist morning brew by Matty Merritt, 2 T's, July 11th, 2022. On this day in 1979, I think it's July 12th, though, nearly 50,000 people packed Comiskey Park on the southwest side of Chicago, Chi-Town. Sorry, guys, I don't know if that sounds quite right. To watch local DJ and notorious disco hater Steve Dahl, based, I'd never heard of this guy, so I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be endorsing. Steve Dahl blow up a bunch of disco records. What do you mean blow up? In between a White Sox doubleheader. Does that mean 2 baseball games back to back? Is that what doubleheader means? Chi-Town. Oh, okay. Thank you, Hassan. Oh, man. What do I know? I don't know. I know nothing. I kept on calling it Chi-Town. Okay. Disco Demolition Night remains one of the seminal events in music history. I'd never heard of it. Reflecting the homophobic and racist, nice, backlash to a music genre with roots in gay, as in not morally straight, radical homosexual, and racial minority communities. What happened? In an effort to attract more fans to attend the not-so-spectacular White Sox season, Chicago White Sox, Chi-Town White Sox, the team partnered with Dahl, this Steve Dahl, notorious disco hater and local DJ, to offer 98-cent tickets to anyone who bought a disco record to explode. The promotion turned out to be very successful, too successful. The crowd devolved into a full-on riot. Oh, gosh. With thousands of mostly young white men, beautiful, right? Rushing the field to destroy records. One eyewitness, a former Comiskey Park usher, told The Guardian back in 2019 that he noticed a lot of attendees didn't even bother to bring disco albums. They just brought anything made by a black artist. Oh, funny. I'm laughing. Mike Veek, the White Sox promotion director and son of team owner Bill Veek, V-E-E-C-K, pushed back on the idea that the crowd was motivated by racial or anti-gay animus. That angers me, he told WBUR in 2019. It had simply to do with choosing between rock and roll and disco and dance clubs. Okay, all right. You know, music snobs or music... I'm team disco. I'm team rock. They get all snooty with each other. Arrogant. Music snobbery. Music fighting. Zoom out. Disco was a $4 billion a year industry at the end of 1979, but by then it was already on the decline. Some say in July 12th, 1979 was the day disco died. Thank God, huh? I used to hate disco when I was a little kid. I think I still hate it. A boy with no face says, nah, disco's not gay. It does seem that way. Anti-white historical revisionism, quite possibly, Vladimir. Quite possibly. $4 billion a year? I don't know, man. Nick says back then it was disco versus something else, like maybe punk or glam or something. I don't know. That's how it was in the 70s, says Adam Price. Blacks and wiggers, that's whites who like to be like black type, liked disco, and white people loved classic rock. Oh, Bee Gees, are they disco? Oh, man. Don't tell me the Bee Gees are disco. I mean, I don't like... Are they the ones who did Stayin' Alive? I don't like that part. I mean, some of it's kind of catchy. But I like some of... Bee Gees, were they the Blue-Eyed Soul? No, never mind. I don't know. Don't ask me about music. I don't know anything. But I'm going to play some music for you, some new music. And this guy's not exactly... on the up and up either, but I like it nonetheless. Okay? Heavy metal killed disco, says Kevin Howe. And wow, nice. Thank you, heavy metal. Appreciate it. Terrible, huh? That's from the Morning Brew. Homophobic and racist. Stupid. It's kind of like, using anything to go after the, come on, Hake. Everyone knows Bee Gees are disco. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Maybe some of their songs are normal. But who's that guy who dances and he's a Scientologist and, who's that guy? Yeah, John Travolta. You can't look at that and tell me that it's morally straight. It's not morally straight. And yeah, John Travolta. Embarrassing. Yeah, they were all homophobic and racist by today's standards. Oh, okay. So meaning they were kind of just based in a little bit of reality, or they would say something that's kind of true or close to the truth, or that they had the right to say. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense, Jacob, 34. Yeah. Nick says, New York Times had this thing, disco versus rock. Who really won the war? Daniel says rock won. Travolta, I don't know what Travolta is. It's just that the persona of the dancing thing, no. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. Let me get to Alex in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. How you doing, Alex? I just remembered your call from earlier this week, I think. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, sir?
No man is good. I'm fine.
Well, did you say no man is good?
No man is good.
Oh, I'm good.
Why do you say that?
Because, like, you know, I have a lot of money. I am rich. I get a lot of women. I have a good job. You know, I'm good, man.
You mean you're feeling good?
Well, like, I know I'm good. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm
When
rich.
you call
I have
yourself,
a lot of money.
I know that it's common for young people to say, I'm good. But proper grammar-wise, you would be calling yourself morally good when you say you're good. So you're not morally good. No man is good.
Well,
Good
that's
means...
according to you.
Right. Yeah, according to me. And I learned it from people who are smarter than you. But anyway. How old are you, if you don't mind my asking, Alex? 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s?
I'm 23.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Nice. Yeah, you called on... Did you call yesterday? It wasn't yesterday. It was like... oh, yeah, you called last week. Right on.
Yes. Yes,
How'd
I
you
have
hear
a question for you.
How'd you hear my show?
Oh, I was watching the Get a Job guy. You know that Get a Job guy?
Yeah, of course. I have his sticker. Get a Job sticker. Shout out to Get a Job. He does Jesse Lee Peterson Savage moments.
Is he white?
I assume so, because he's very talented and sensible and hardworking and consistent, and those are white traits. But he might not be white. I couldn't tell you. I don't want to dox him.
I think he's white because I think he's a little bit racist, you know, like, I think he's white.
Oh, okay. And white people are racist? Stay close to your phone, please.
Yeah, but like 80% white people are racist.
80% or 50?
80. I mean, like, the Democrats are not racist, but the Republicans are all racist.
Aren't you white? You're a white Hispanic, right?
I'm Mexican.
That's white Hispanic, usually.
You know, black and brown, you know, like...
Or are you mixed more with the American Indian? Like, are you part, like, Indian?
No, just Mexican, like...
Oh, okay, whatever.
I
Are you dark or are you light-skinned? Just curious.
Brown, just light skin.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but I don't identify myself with white people. I identify myself with Mexican and with black.
And with black, why would you identify with black? Are you a black Hispanic?
No, just because like black and brown, you know, like Mexicans and black have something in common.
People think that you're trolling. I mean, people in the last call thought that you were trolling and that you were really from Indian, I think.
No, I'm not trolling. Like,
okay. All right.
Do you know, like, black people and Mexican people have something in common?
They both, they have some things in common. They both have disproportionate violence compared to whites. They both like rap music, at least the criminal class does, or the young people do. And they're both a little bit, like, lazy. And
no.
young Mexicans say the N-word. And things like that.
No.
What do they have in common? What do they have in common in your mind?
Well, like in America, like, you know, we both suffer from racism and white supremacy.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Suffering so badly. You never had it so good. But anyway.
But let me ask you my question.
Okay.
Why do you hate women?
It's not that I hate women. Okay, I do. It's because they're so evil.
How are they evil?
They like to kill babies. They like to not take responsibility. They can't admit they're wrong. It's obnoxious, man. But no, you're right. I shouldn't hate evil. Just overcome evil with good. Nice.
No, like, I heard you calling them baby killers. How are they baby killers?
If they kill the babies in the womb or if they support that thing, I call that baby killing.
Well, like, they have the right. You know, it's their body and their choice. You know, they have the right. To abort the
even
baby.
their own body is not their own, nor is the child's body their body. But even their own body is not their own to do with as they please. You are not your own. You were bought at a price, says the Bible. It's in the Bible. Are you a Christian? It's a fact.
Yes, I'm a Christian all the way, 100%.
Wow. So you know that the Bible says you are not your own. Your body is the temple of the Lord.
Well, I don't read Bibles. But I don't
that's
know
okay.
about that, but,
Yeah, it's there. Christ said no man is good, by the way. He said no man is good.
The Bible says that?
Yeah. Jesus even said it. Jesus. Well, not Jesus. Jesus. Jesucristo. Jesucristo. Is your real name Mahmoud?
Who?
Is your real name Mahmoud?
No, that's a Muslim name, man. What the heck?
Did God give her the right to kill the man's baby? Or to kill God's baby? It's really God's baby.
No,
it doesn't even belong to the man. But
the women that are having abortion, you know, they're trying to save their life. You know, like they're not trying to kill a baby. They're just trying to save their life. You know.
I know they may not be trying to kill the baby, but that is what they're doing. They're killing the baby. They may not be like, oh, I hate this baby, but they are fooled and deceived and deluded into selfishness. It's not good.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you don't support abortion, huh?
No, man. You do? How are you a Christian and you support abortion? Are you Catholic type Christian or are you normal type Christian?
Normal type Christian.
Oh, really? So you're like not a Catholic?
I mean, like, I don't hate women, you know, like, if they want to do something, you know, it's up to them, like, you know, it's not up to me.
Oh, but you're supposed to, that is hating women if you just leave them to their own devices. That's not the type of hate that I'm talking about. I just kind of, like, hate evil. And you're not supposed to be overcome with evil. You're supposed to overcome evil with good. So it's true. Yeah, I should not hate women. But if you just let them do whatever they want to do, that's hate, man. That's effectively hate. That's kind of bad for them and for society to let them do whatever they're going to do. Do you let those women that you have? You said you have a lot of women. Do you let them do whatever they want to do, and they just walk all over you? Your phone's messed up, man. Your phone's all messed up.
Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Yeah, like if I stand up to them and if I tell them something, you know, they hate me. They walk away.
Are you trolling me, man?
No, like I'm serious. Like if I tell them something, like they just leave me. So like I don't tell them anything. You know.
We're not paying this caller. We're not paying this caller. This is like.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I'm just telling you, like, well, my experiences with women. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. So sometimes you have to let them go away. Don't let them control you like that.
So how about if I stay single, like, you know?
Let God's will be done.
But I need a woman, you know. I'm 23 and I need a woman. I'm not married yet.
You don't need them.
I have a girl.
You don't need women. You don't need women as much as you may think that you do.
Well, how about if I want to have sex? What can I do?
You should get married. First.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm not ready for marriage yet.
You've already had sex, so then you're hooked on sex. Have you already had sex?
Yeah, I have had sex.
Oh man, you're supposed to wait until marriage, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think that's in the Bible. Sex outside of marriage, it's basically like adultery. Fornication.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
it's in the Bible. You fornicators.
I just know I'm a Christian, you know, like
okay.
I never read the Bible.
Nice, man. Well, I appreciate you calling. Call me again sometime. It's nice talking with you, I guess. As long as you're real.
Right.
If you're trolling me, you're going to have to let me know sometime.
Stop hating women. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Take care. What a nice guy. Guys, we are at the top of the hour. It's time for some music. It is White History Month, and this is somewhat of white music. I don't know if it's Christian. This is Siu Siu. I hope you guys like it. It's Siu Siu. Jennifer Lopez. The Sweet Science version. It's from 2002 EP on Absolutely Kosher Records. Chapel of the Chimes is the name of the EP. Is it pronounced Shu Shu or Siu Siu? Siu Siu. Does that mean thank you? No, I'm kidding. XIU, new word, XIU is the name of the band. Enjoy. I like it. Kind of short and sweet. And I'll be right back for hour 2. Hang tight, guys. It's giving me a stroke. Rest in peace, earbud users. Oh, is it too loud? My bad. Or our bad. Is this music or racket? Isn't it so cool? Cacophony. Great word, Lisa. Shout out to the Facebook crew. Wild, isn't it? Yeah, this is like my favorite song. Period. I love it. It's like intriguing. And short and sweet. Pretty cool industrial sound. Play some disco, Hake. These guys need new pots and pans. Sounds like someone is using sandpaper on a drum set. Yeah, I think that was a cello, right? Wasn't that a cello? Like a bass? Pretty cool. I tried, Hake, but had to mute for my own sanity. Well, right on, JJ Money. Shout out to your sanity. Hake likes going for long walks on the beach and filming birds and jetties, says Oli. 9 Inch Nails meets Frog Eyes, says Lord Lucas. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's a fan of, who's that guy? Ian Curtis? Is Ian Curtis the guy who either committed suicide or OD'd from Joy Division? I think he's a fan of him. Jamie Stewart, guy from Shoo Shoo. I really like it. Sorry. Not sorry, actually. You're welcome. Robert Lee says, F something something for something sake, Hake. Oh, man. Was it actually too loud, though? Nick Stream is asking. Press 1 if the volume was great. Press 2 if it was too loud. Press 3 if it was too quiet. Okay? But, is this Mariah Carey? That was the whole song? Asks Kevin now. Yeah, it was the whole song. It kind of ends sort of after a short time. Kind of short and sweet. Too loud ain't gonna fix it, Nick. The fact that we played it at all. Lady Jade Lindia says too loud. What trolls us more, the last caller or Hake's music? Some people said 2 for too loud. Some people said 1 for just perfect. Your taste in music makes me question your salvation, Hake. Sounds distorted, overblown. It was, the music itself, the recording itself is a little distorted. Shout out to Absolutely Kosher Records. I really liked some of the stuff that came out of there. Probably not Christian, I guess, is what I was going to say. Man, I think that there were some super chats that I missed. Let's read those. R3D hand, like third hand maybe? R3D hand. Red hand? Oh, red hand. Red? Yeah. Gave a super chat, with no comment. Thank you, Red Hand. Appreciate that. And that was before I ever played that music, okay? So doesn't mean that he endorses the Hake music, okay? There were some super chats that I missed over there in the, man, what in the world? I want to say what the heck, but I want to be a good example to the kids. Man, okay, Brandon M., I saw this one over there on Odyssey. Hake, I'm sure your angry black callers appreciate you being on CPT, that's Color People Time, but your white viewers expect better. Am I really late? Was I late? That was 27 minutes ago, or no, that was more than 27 minutes ago. That was I late in getting started? Anyway, thank you, Brandon M. I appreciate it, man. Asmodor says, with a super chat, or stated with a super chat, I came here to chew bubblegum and say the N-word, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Pretty funny. Nice. Maybe he was there for the Disco Destruction Day. Disco Demolition Day? Anyway, thank you guys for the... Okay, here we go. For the super chat. Oh, Hidden Gems. Hidden Gems gave a super chat. I think that was... Oh, no, I think I read that one. Well, I'll read it again. In case it was... No. Said over the weekend I watched Larry Elder's Uncle Tom documentary and Matt Walsh's documentary, What is a Woman? Can't believe the level of brainwashed and delusional people on the loose in these streets. Yeah. Yep. True. What a mess. Well, thank you, guys. I think that's it for the Super Chats. Message me if I missed anything. I know that Eliel 1478 was expressing his support. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Over there on my thing. On my comments on Odyssey. Thank you. Appreciate you, Eliel. And it was nice to hear you when you called in, too. Hear from you. Cody says, Hake's music is good training. After surviving listening to a song from Hake's playlist, I feel I can handle anything life can throw at me. And he does the strong white arm emoji. Right on, man. You can handle anything. I can handle anything for 90 seconds. Or for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. That's how much faster you need to be every lap in order to beat Billy Mills. I think that's from a movie. But have you guys heard about Sri Lanka? I heard a caller from Vegas on the Jesse Lee Peterson show mention it today, I think. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, says thousands of protesters. Was this from Commie Nonsense Network? I think it was. They call them protesters. Interesting choice of words, CNN. Not rioters, not insurrectionists. Protesters stormed the homes of Sri Lanka's president and prime minister in recent days in fury over the nation's crippling economic crisis. And I say, thanks, Globo homos, but I could be wrong. Don't know. And maybe Sri Lanka is poorly run, so they were just on the cusp of failure, and then the overreaction to the China virus pushed them over the edge, perhaps. But anyway, these protesters, CNN's word, have succeeded in forcing the leaders to resign. Wow. But these protesters refuse to leave the luxury houses until both of them have vacated their roles. Striking images show protesters sprawled on a bed in the presidential palace and barbecuing food on the property. I don't have any photos to show you guys, but just use your imagination, I guess. I think this might be an okay time to use your imagination as you hear this story, right? Or no? Anyway. And barbecuing food on the property. Sri Lankans, man. Living large in the presidential palace, says Lisa. The most dramatic footage showed protesters, these are not protesters. Why are you calling them protesters? Swimming in the president's private pool. It remains unclear how Sri Lanka will overcome rising food costs, fuel shortages, and electricity cuts as the country struggles to make debt repayments. I'd been hearing about this for some days, and that's my first time really reading anything about it. But that is... Whoa, what's that? Thank you. I feel like I'm getting sabotaged. That's a real insurrection, right? Were they even armed? Were they armed or what? Oh my gosh. Angry protesters. Why are you even calling them protesters? Occupy, it's just dudes, silly dudes. You could call them... what's that thing? Opportunists? Or goofy guys? They look pretty goofy. Sri Lanka, that's near India, right? I think I might have known a Sri Lankan, and I thought he was black, but he was really, maybe he was a black Sri Lankan. Don't know. But pretty wild. Sri Lanka, good. January 6th, bad, according to CNN. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Our guys... If they are our guys, if they were our guys, some of them were nice guys. When went into the Capitol building. Some of them broke windows. I disavow window breaking, especially on the Capitol. Don't do that. There's no need for that. At least not at this point, right? Give me a break. And then they went in. One of them like acted like he was taking the podium, stuff like that. Somebody took, allegedly, a Nancy Pelosi laptop. There were shenanigans pulled. There was some moshing. I disavow moshing with the cops. There's no need. I guess I don't need to disavow it. I just say I don't recommend it. How about that? Why do I need to disavow it? Give me a break. I take back my disavowal. But I'm for people being patriotic. You know? I'm shaking my head. Hey, I haven't heard from this guy in a while. Let's get to KILLIAN in Boston, Massachusetts. How you doing, KILLIAN?
It's been better.
Oh, really?
I think old Jesse Lee finally got his wish.
What was his wish?
My fiance, huh?
What was his wish?
Oh, me and my fiance of 10 years and splitting up.
Oh.
Quitting my job and I'm moving down south.
You're heading to Florida?
Nah, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. That's south for you, huh? Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. Why do you say that's his wish? That you break up with your fiance?
Last time I talked to Jesse, he's like, you need to get away from that woman, man.
Oh, really?
She's the devil.
Oh, okay. Was he right? I don't think that was a wish. It was just his best advice, maybe, if what you're saying is true.
No, it was true.
And he was right?
Jesse's always right, just like Paul.
Just like Paul? Paul in the Bible?
Paul on 4chan.
Oh, Paul. Okay. They're always right, too? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had a really great job, and we were supposed to buy a condo, and the closing's been delayed for like 6 weeks now. And
you were living with her, huh?
To live on. Huh?
You were living with her?
Yeah.
Was it in her place or yours?
Well, we were splitting an apartment, and we bought a condo and moved out.
Mm.
And at the end of, we were supposed to move in at the beginning of June. And right at the end of May, my dad had a massive stroke. I had to fly down to Florida to go see him.
Okay.
And he's still kind of in rough shape.
Okay.
But when I came back, we were supposed to be moving in. Instead, it got delayed, and I came back to being homeless for like a month and a half. And
how were you homeless?
Old and it keeps getting delayed.
How were you homeless when you had this apartment? Did you still have the apartment while you had bought that house?
No, we agreed to move out with the landlord because they were going to double the rent because we live on Cape Cod, and it's the most expensive place in America to live right now during the summer.
Yeah, okay.
So our condo's been gotten delayed for about 6 weeks now, and I don't know, I guess she got tired or something. She wanted to break up with me, and I'm like, all right, sounds good. And so, I mean, I had a great job. I'm making like $30 an hour as the chief of maintenance at a textile factory. But
you still have that job or no?
Yeah. Well, I called out sick today because I just get too much on my mind.
Oh man, but that's the time to work. I mean, you do want to make sure that you're not distracted while you're working, especially if you're doing something like that. You could distracted working can be dangerous. But
yeah, definitely.
But it's I don't know,
I
man.
just needed a personal day after being in a relationship for over 10 years and calling it quits and leaving the region that you most identify yourself with to go to somewhere else.
So you're going to quit that job and move to PA?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Well, my best friend from the Navy lives down there, and he has a house.
But why aren't you staying where you are?
Love me, and they want me to. Huh?
Why aren't you staying where you are? at that $30 an hour doesn't afford you?
Okay, all right, yeah. No, it's a simple answer. The housing situation here on Cape Cod is impossible.
Oh, okay. But with one income.
There's literally nowhere to live.
Okay. All right.
And none of my friends, like I'm the only friend that he ever talks to, and his wife loves me, and he bought a big house years and years and years ago. And he told me to come stay there, and he was also a Navy nuclear guy like me, and he's like, you can get a job down here, no problem. You have a place to stay. You won't have to worry about it. And I'll actually have a friend to hang out with,
Okay. Well, man.
I figure I haven't talked to you in a while because I've been working 10 hours a day every day. And
nice.
Usually when you're on.
Right.
So
I
was
appreciate.
Thinking, I'm like, you know what?
I appreciate that.
Maybe I'll give old Hake a call.
Nice, man. Well, so you were with her. How long were you engaged to her? You were with her 10 years. How long were you engaged out of those 10 years?
About 6 years. We were supposed to get married in the summer of 20. Well, we were supposed to get married in the summer of 2020, but coronavirus shut everything down. So we had to put it off.
Wow.
And then things just got more and more complicated after
You guys
that.
were going to do this big wedding or something?
Yeah, we were planning on doing a big wedding down at the beach. And then coronavirus hit.
Huh. Well, man, you'll be better. I think that if you keep a good attitude, you'll be better for this, man. To be honest.
Yeah.
Because that's not a good situation to be living with a woman unmarried, and you know.
No, I'm crashing at her mom's place right now. Actually, and it's hell.
Oh,
living in hell, Hake.
I don't know how I would feel about staying at a married couple's house either, even though it is a big house, you say. But maybe for a temporary thing, and then you can find a place.
Her mom's old man died a couple of years back.
Oh, he was living there?
Yeah.
Maybe you can find a place to be on your own out there after a month or so, a couple weeks or something. Just an idea.
No, I'm going to Pennsylvania.
No, that's what I mean.
I'm all set with Massachusetts. Massachusetts isn't for me.
But you have a great job, $30 an hour, right? Something like that. Why can't you just move outside of Cape Cod and commute to that job?
Because everyone drives to Cape Cod every day, and it's a mess.
Oh,
There's
traffic
only two
is
bridges to get on and off. It's basically an island with 2 bridges.
Traffic's prohibitive.
And during the summertime, you're going to be sitting parked on the highway for 2 hours to get across the bridge. Either way.
Wow, miserable.
Yeah, tell me about it.
All right, well,
but
you know your
hard
situation.
Times
you know your
make
life.
Strong men, Hake.
Yeah.
Hard times make strong men.
Right. Yeah, you were getting soft with this woman apparently, or no?
Yeah.
Why did he tell you to get away from her? Out of curiosity, do you remember?
Well, we met in college and we were having sex before marriage, so
that's reason enough to like get away from her, but that's not necessarily breaking up. You just get away from her and stop having sex out of wedlock.
Well,
he was telling you to drop her?
I stopped having sex out of wedlock with her. I haven't had sex with her in a long time, and that's one of the big reasons why she wants to break up.
Oh, okay. She was losing.
She doesn't like Jesse Lee.
She wasn't able to control you as much?
Correct.
Nice. So then this is like a positive thing. You dodged a bullet, maybe.
Yeah. No, that's why I called in.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds rough, but I'm looking at the bright side of it.
Right. Is there anything in you that's relieved?
Yeah.
Really?
A lot. Just keeping up appearances and being polite and pleasant and
with
having
her?
to bite my tongue all the time.
You had to bite your tongue with her?
With her family. More with her family than with her.
Oh, you had to deal with her family too?
Yeah. Her brother doesn't like me, and he's always making snide comments, and I can't say anything, or else I risk getting kicked out. And it's hell.
Oh, man. Kicked out? Was it their place? Oh yeah, you're there. Oh man.
Yeah, that's where I'm right now. I know, what a mess.
Yeah, I mean, JLP does say, I had never really heard it before, but JLP does say you don't go into her world, she goes into your world.
Exactly.
And that makes a lot of sense as a man, right?
I've been trapped in her world for too long, and I'm finally breaking out.
Yeah. Whew.
I know, right? What a load off of my shoulders.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for my poor boss. I don't know what he's going to do, and I'm the only one that could keep everything running at the factory. And
is there a room? Is there a room at work that you could just stay? Are you going to give him? How much notice are you going to give him? Just the 2 weeks? You're going to give him proper notice, right? That's a leading question. Are you going to give him proper notice?
I'm smoking on it.
Oh man, no, do it right. Do right by people. I recommend. Do what you want, but I recommend doing right by your boss. You know, you don't want to feel bad for your boss. That doesn't do him any good or you.
I know.
Be a man. Are you Irish?
No, I'm German and Scottish.
Oh, okay. And Scottish is the KILLIAN name, right? Is that a Scottish name?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice, man.
No, KILLIAN's my internet name.
Oh, okay. Right on. KILLIAN with a K.
Yeah.
I know that there's this actor named KILLIAN, but with a C. And I didn't know that it was pronounced KILLIAN. But anyway.
That's odd.
Yeah. I think he's the guy who played Scarecrow and Peaky Blinders. And is that his name? Maybe I'm mixing up names. Anyway.
I don't know. People have all sorts of weird names these days. Right. My other name is Egbert. Egbert Buwhistle. I'm in your chat.
Oh, right on. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, man, it's great to hear from you. You know that we over here, we're Team KILLIAN. We're pulling for you, whatever that means. We totally wish you well. And I really appreciate the update, man. And let me know how things develop. But do, as much as it depends on you, yeah, Cillian Murphy. Do as much as it depends on you, right by all.
Yes.
I mean, it's a nice little Bible verse. Whatever. But it's good to hear from you, man.
I feel like for too long I've been doing right by myself.
You have not been doing right by yourself? Yeah, do right, period. Because you live by living with her and stuff like that. That was not doing right. I think you know that. Did you know that already?
Oh, I know.
Were you raised?
I was just suffering. Jesse said, he's like, you're just going to have to suffer. And that's all I've been doing. I've just been suffering.
Yeah. You were hooked on her.
Sometimes you just got to suffer.
You were hooked on her even without having sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could believe that. Were you raised to know that sex out of wedlock is wrong? Or were you raised to not even know that? You didn't even know that as a younger man or kid?
No, my parents were hippies. They did drugs and never got married. And
that's understandable.
They wanted all the time. And
well, I wish you well, and well wishes to your father. I don't think I knew that he had gone through that back in May.
Yeah, no, I flew down to see him, and he was paralyzed. He couldn't talk, but now he's walking again, and he's talking again. And
nice.
He bounced back in like 5 weeks. It's nuts. That's
cool, man. I like when people recover from strokes and stuff like that. I mean, I don't like the fact that they have the stroke in the first place, but there's a caller on my show who seems to have recovered quite well after having a stroke.
Yeah, he didn't really lose any of his his mental faculties and like a lot of people do. He didn't turn into a vegetable, but for a while there he was prisoner in his own body, and I could tell by just looking in his eyes. Wow. He knew that I knew that he knew that I knew that he was still there, but like Jesse said, he just had to suffer.
Yeah, true. Well, nice,
now
man.
He's doing better, so
that's cool. That's a pretty quick recovery.
I got through so quickly, and I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Sounds good, man. Take care, Cillian.
All right. Have a great day.
You as well. Nice guy. Make her an honest woman or get rid of her. Just my take, says Robert Lee. Yes. Stiff upper lip, Killian, says Lord of the Pies. Yeah, chin up, king. That's what I say to all these guys who are getting wrongfully railroaded in the kangaroo court system. Man, we just don't have justice in America. Let me cover this thing. One of the live chatters in the Jesse Lee Peterson show commenting on my Hake news, which is not fake news, but it is some fake news, because I read Commie Nonsense Network all the time, CNN. I do. And I'm not paid by CNN that I know of to do it. But this is from Mediaite. Elon Musk, and this live chatter brought this up, and I hadn't seen it. But to me, it's not a big deal. But Mediaite reports Elon Musk says, or tweets, it's time for Trump to hang up his hat and go away. What do you guys think of this? Speaking at a rally in Anchorage, Alaska on Saturday, our greatest president, I still call him our greatest president. In my lifetime, anyway, or at least in my recent memory. In my memory? Direct memory? Donald J. Trump claimed that Elon Musk told him that he voted for him. I don't know if that's true, but Trump is a man of truth, by and large, right? By and large. Recently, Elon Musk has expressed favorable views of the Republican Party. He said, oh, you know what? The Democrat Party used to be about tolerance or something dumb like that. You know, having a heart. Phony. Elon Musk. He's South African, but he came over here and is thriving in certain ways, in terms of money anyway. And he has does he have 9 children now? 5 sons or something like that? I don't know. But Elon Musk, in his 50s, Gen X, has expressed favorable views of the Republican Party because the demon rats, I call them, are not loving people. And he has started to pick up on that. Well, so based. Congratulations. Slap on the back to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is, by the way, buying Twitter. Or maybe not. Or maybe. Don't know. Good job, Musk. You exposed Twitter and crashed their stock. I like it, says JJ Money. Yeah, Twitter, far left, enemies of America, Twitter. The establishment social media company. Elon Musk has said that he's leaning toward Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for president in 2024 if he runs. Ron DeSantis. I like him. Let's not monkey this up, he said, when he was running against that black guy, Andrew Gillum, I think. You know, he said the other day, this is Trump talking to the crowd in Anchorage, Alaska. And I heard Sarah Palin spoke too. I chuckled because she just says the most typical statements of, the supposed right wing. I think she said plandemic. Nice. Right on. Based Sarah Palin. But Trump talked to the crowd too. He said, he said the other day, Musk said, oh, I've never voted for a Republican. I said, I didn't know that. He told me he voted for me, said Trump. So he's another bullshit artist. Trump can cuss. He's a man. But I don't say that word on air. BS, bogus speech. Don't get nervous. Bogus speech artist. Kind of like a con artist. And I think he's talking mess about the fact that he played like he's going to buy Twitter, and Trump is promoting Truth Social, so he's not going to go back to Twitter, he says, or he said. And so he's promoting Truth Social, taking the opportunity to say, see, you can't put your hope in Elon Musk buying Twitter. Stick with Truth Social. I'm on Truth Social, by the way. Shout out to Gregatron and Asmodor's on Truth Social, I think. I think he's still on there. And others. Truth Social. Are there more bots on Truth Social or on Twitter? Anyway, Elon Musk, replied to a tweet that showed that quote. And I have some pictures of these tweets saying not true. Saying that he voted for Trump. Bongino Report tweeted it out. The based Bongino sharing a Rumble video. Donald Trump says, Elon Musk told me he voted for me. Another bogus speech artist allegedly lying about voting for him? Or no? So Elon Musk says, not true that you told him that you voted for him, or not true that you voted for him. What is it? Elon Musk, who's the liar? Elon Musk or Donald Trump or both? I mean, these are lies that I don't care about, honestly. People say, oh, Trump is a liar. He lied about crowd size. Who cares about crowd size? Anyway. Then Elon Musk, spoke more broadly about Trump and suggested that he should step away from politics, stating, I don't hate the man, but it's time for Trump to hang up his hat and sail into the sunset, he says. And, that's a sentiment that I don't necessarily disagree with. I don't know. It's kind of up to Trump. I'm up for whatever Trump wants, I support whatever he wants to do. Breitbart News tweeted, Trump rips Elon Musk, another bullshit artist. Sorry, kids. And they shared the video. Breitbart does. I don't hate the man, but it's time for him to hang up his hat and sail into the sunset. Dems should also call off the attack. Don't make it so that Trump's only way to survive to survive is to regain the presidency, says Elon Musk. Oh, interesting point, Elon Musk. Well, he's kind of a smart guy. I mean, I guess he has to be somewhat smart to be rich, or do you have to be smart to be rich? Interesting point, though. By Elon, it's a nice sentiment. The demon rats are not going to call off the attack. The rhinos are not going to call off the attack. The Trump-hating rhinos, the openly Trump-hating rhinos. There's some snakes in the grass who hate Trump, but they pretend to go with Trump. But only because they see that he has the power of the people behind him, too. Or money or whatever. He doesn't have true friends, No one has true friends. But Trump is standing up under the attacks. And I've never seen Trump down and out, and down in the dumps, angry, bitter. I've seen him like maybe slightly frustrated after not being his normal manly self. In one of the debates against Hillary, he kind of let her talk and didn't attack her hard like he normally does, and he seemed to be a little bit frustrated. But I've never seen him down. I mean, we only see his public persona, but solid guy, seemingly. So right on Trump, and I still like Elon Musk. I don't care. Joe Pagliulo also tweeted, your response makes no sense to Elon saying that about he should hang up his hat and sail into the sunset and blah, blah, blah. What about Trump's presidency did you have a problem with? Energy independence, lower regulations, lower taxes, ISIS obliterated, XL pipeline being constructed, Russian pipeline stopped, border under control? What on policy did you have an issue with? Elon Musk says, yeah, all those things are fine. Yeah, I like those. But too much drama, he said. Oh, gosh. I mean, you have all these children out of wedlock. You're all for drama too, man. Can't help but be having all these. Are they all out of wedlock? I don't know. I don't want to say something incorrect about him. But he has a lot of children by, I think, more than one woman. But anyway, he said, do we really want a bull in a china shop situation every single day? Exclamation mark, question mark. I'm like, yes. Yes, I love Trump. And I love their overreaction to him. It shows their true colors, Also, I think the legal maximum age for the start of a presidential term should be 69 years old, says Elon Musk. Such an interesting statement, man. That's ageism. Trump still strong as an ox, or no? Cody, in the Facebook chat, I don't know if he's responding directly to something said here, but he said that he thinks it's less about Trump and more about restoring faith in our nation and governmental system. If Trump's presidency is an acceptable example of how our systems function, then a large portion of our citizenry are not going to participate in those systems. Good. Many of them shouldn't. A large portion of our citizenry are not participating. Then that's a good thing. Depending on who's not participating and who is participating. We need the dummies to get out or not worry their pretty little heads in terms of the ladies and the not morally straights. So that Joe Pags guy is a conservative radio host. But anyway, right on to both of those guys. I like them both. You know? Better than Dr. Jill Biden and sleazy Joe Biden and cackling Kamala Harris. You know? I'm going to talk about Dr. Jill Biden. I don't have the clip, but she said a funny thing, and the Mexican politically correct people are all mad. By the way, Nick, did you cover the where those black kids killed the old black man in like Philly or somewhere?
No.
You seen that story?
I've seen just a headline.
Oh, okay. All right. Because it crossed my mind to cover it, and I thought that you would probably be interested in covering it. Anyway, side note, doing some inside baseball here, guys. I mentioned it while I thought of it. Let me get to, though, Rick in Virginia. Rick, how are you doing?
James, good afternoon to you, brother.
Yes, good morning to you. Good morning from here, afternoon to you. Nice.
Yes, sir, man. It is 1:37 here on the East Coast, man.
Right on.
But, man, I want to ask you a question. Did you see this video, man? You had some black toddler kids outside hitting on the police and cussing them out.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. A couple of people tagged me on Twitter, and one of them was Pastor Chris Connor, C.J. Connor, Reverend C.J. Connor, and another one was, I forget who. I'm blanking on your name. I remember who, but I'm blanking on your name. Pork Chop, maybe? But, yeah, and then I saw that on the beginning of the Jesse Lee Peterson show today. These little black kids standing around in their underwear and diapers and shorts.
That's horrible, man. They was cussing the police out like they were grown men.
Yeah, this like 3-year-old boy, 2 or 3-year-old boy is like attacking the cop and hitting him and grabbing his fingers and trying to hurt him. And the cop's like, there's one black cop and one like maybe Hispanic or guy with a nice tan, white guy with a white man cop with a nice tan. I forget where that was, but that's poor. That seems like poor raising and poor training and poor example showing that would prompt such behavior. So who said that they should pepper spray the kids? Did somebody say? Maybe it was the chat. I think the chat might have said somebody should pepper spray those kids. I thought that Jesse might have said it, but maybe Jesse wouldn't say that. True. Anyway, what were you saying? I interrupted you.
No, I was saying usually when you low income homes in the black area, that's how the kids be acting, man. No boundaries or nothing, man.
It was almost cute, and you know, a lot of people who don't really think deeply about the seriousness of it too, will think it's cute and laugh, and then the people who hate cops will act like it's so cute and based or something like that. And I mean, there are people who hate cops who won't support that because they're not for blacks acting out like that. But yeah, what a shame, huh?
Yeah, it was like I like saying, it was crazy.
That makes you wonder what's going on in that home. What's going on in that home? That boy reacts like that. I don't know what prompted it. What prompted it? What were the cops doing talking to them? And what prompted this guy? Was he saw his mother overreact to the cops, or he saw like some rappers overreact to the cops, or maybe he has a father. I don't know. He doesn't necessarily act like he has a father. Pepper spray the kids and arrest the parents. I disavow. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Crazy. Yep. Yeah, that was a wild clip. I don't have that for you guys, But check it out over there on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. It was toward the beginning of the show after the opening monologue. Oof.
Wow, that's disgusting, man.
Or if you want to
really
check the
is,
Hake
man.
Report likes, it's in my likes. I might have even retweeted it once on the Hake Report Twitter. So,
But you
yeah.
know what, James, though, man, I hate to say this, man, and to me, every race has curse, but especially when you talk about the black community, it's like a majority of us are cursed, man. There's a few that are waking up, trying to do the right thing. But I think what kills the black community is they stuck in the past, and they just only stuck on color and race, even when you do wrong.
Yeah.
Even with the Brittney Griner case, this woman went overseas. I don't know if that had been me. If I got busted with some with marijuana, our first thing I would have done is apologize to President Putin and Russia from, breaking in the drugs. That's the first thing I would have did.
Yeah.
She has once apologized to Russia from breaking their law.
Has she apologized?
Not to Russia, I don't believe.
I think I saw some quote where she said, I didn't want to break the law or something like that. That's not an apology, though. I think that's just lip service.
Yeah, that's just saying, I'm like, you need to apologize to President Putin and the Russian citizens. That's what you need to apologize to. I didn't hear her apologize. Maybe I could be wrong, but I ain't heard her apologize.
Right. I wonder what possesses a person to be, or if she had any idea that it was against the law, that she was willing to take that risk, to take a vape with a pot in, because pretty much everybody knows that pot is drugs, and you are transporting drugs into the country. She was living in that country for some time. I don't know what, when you're hooked on that type of stuff, or you like to, I hate to even use the phrase, when you like to partake in that stuff, like kind of self-indulgent, and you just can't help yourself, you don't have self-control. I get that it's tempting to just, this is a frivolous law, I'm going to break the law. But she was caught, I think it was at an airport, right? Wasn't she at an airport? I don't know. What a mess.
Wow.
Wait, is that related to this? Was this related to Brittney Griner? Oh, okay. Oh, that's the little kids. Oh, wow. Daily Mail reports that cops were there. With the little kid that's smacking the cop?
Mm-hmm.
Cops were there serving a search warrant in the hunt for a murder suspect, according to Daily Mail. Isn't that crazy? Wow. And these bad kids, I almost said dumb kids, but I want to be a good example to the kids. Imagine kids who listen to Hake turn around and say dumb to like somebody you're not supposed to say dumb to. Terrible.
It seemed like the black community, it's like they're so angry, it's like they don't even know what's wrong and what's evil,
Right.
And it kills me, It's like and then like I said, then you got all these race hustlers like Tariq Nasheed just constantly using blacks, white supremacy. Then they can't even give you okay, where they at? They just keep pumping it into them because they buy their books and keep them rich. That's pretty much all they do.
Yeah.
And now the Buzzer Sharpton, he's talking about going over to Russia.
Oh gosh.
I'm like, yeah, he's I think I've been seeing articles.
What a clever grandstander. He always finds a way to insert himself and seem this crypt keeper looking formerly extremely fat.
You get that bypass.
Al Sharpton.
You can tell when people get that gas. What they call that bypass?
Gastric bypass? No, he lost it all naturally. He knew he needed to stop eating so much and exercise. No, I'm laughing. I don't
know. I think Al Sharpton got that. He took the shortcut.
You think so? I don't know. I don't want to gossip about him.
No, I'm not gossiping. But
okay.
I truly believe Al Sharpton took the shortcut.
Did he say that he did?
I didn't hear him say he did, but I thought I read an article saying that he had the surgery.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know if he's led on.
Well, I better leave it alone too, because I don't know why I thought I read an article about him getting that surgery. I call that the shortcut way of losing weight.
Yeah, it is. Get your stomach stapled or all these different things.
And you can tell, and you look so funny when you had that surgery. You still look like you almost like one of how you make them stick people with
Yeah.
the big old head and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate it, Rick. It's good to hear from you, man.
Good to hear from you, Jay. Keep up the good work, my brother, man. Y'all keep the news coming.
Thank you, man. Take care.
Hey, love you guys.
All right. Nick says it's pretty major, though. Smuggling pot makes me think she's done it before but got sloppy. Yeah, you get comfortable getting away with stuff. Like that pregnant woman, maybe that's not her first time driving in the diamond lane. Maybe she was even driving in the diamond lane before she was pregnant. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't speculate, right? Shouldn't even bring that up. Christopher in the chat says he did gastric bypass. I don't know if that's official though. Is it official? You may know more than I do. I'm not that interested in that guy, period, honestly. I find it odd that anybody finds him relevant or platform worthy, you know? MSLSD gave him a show. The media listens to him. I get that he's somewhat maybe entertaining, you know, these blacks, but he's not a decent person. And anyway, alcohol is a drug, pot is a drug, caffeine's a drug, crack and cocaine, those are drugs. Facts. And then people use sex like drugs. Not good. Can you snort pot, Hake? Don't ask me. What are you asking me for? Anyway, the beautiful Confederate flag is white history. And back in the good old days, they were hemp growers. Let me quickly, before I get to my favorite caller on the line, let me show this little headline from our so-called First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden. She apologized for a so-called ill-conceived breakfast taco comment about the Hispanic community. And I saw it on IG. I happened to be on IG. Somebody sent me a message on IG. I'm pretty bad about the messages on IG, though. Okay, guys? I don't check them. I'm better at Twitter DMs. Just FYI. On the Hake Report account. Don't confuse me with the James Anton Hake account. Why do you have the James Anton Hake account? I had it before, and I don't know. What a mess. First so-called lady, Jill Biden, apologized for comments she made Monday in which she likened the uniqueness of the Hispanic American community to breakfast tacos. During a Monday morning address at the so-called progressive, meaning communist, Unidos US. Wow, Unidos US. Unidos. Annual conference in San Antonio. She's all Dr. Biden. What type of doctor is she? Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that diversity of this community, as distinct as the bodegas of the Bronx. Was that where that guy stabbed the guy in self-defense? Was that in the Bronx? As beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio, the diversity of the community is your strength. Yeah, right. The different types of Hispanics don't like each other, man. Ma'am? It's ma'am. They don't like each other? I mean, I know that the Mexicans don't like, I almost said the word, don't like the Salvadorians. They call each other floaters. It's rad. They don't even like or trust one another within themselves. Backbiting and faking it. I've seen it because I worked with these people and grown up with them. I mean, some of them, yeah. Ooh, brown pride, brown proud. Psh. Many Hispanic journalists, almost said a different word, by accident, would have been appropriate though, took exception to the poorly written comment. It wasn't a written comment, but I guess she read it, from the teleprompter, with the National Association of Hispanic Journalists saying, "We are not tacos." Though Dr. Biden clearly didn't call Hispanic Americans tacos. First Lady Press Secretary Michael LaRosa tweeted an apology saying the First Lady apologizes that her words conveyed anything but pure admiration and love for the Latino community. Trump loves Mexican people. Dr. Jill Biden doesn't love anybody. She doesn't even love her husband. She let him run for office, and he doesn't seem all there. What an ego on that female, right? And, you know, that evil woman who pretends to be a Republican. Maybe she quit being a Republican. Quit pretending. Ana Navarro. What is she? Nicaraguan? Costa Rican or something? Ana Navarro. What is she? I want to get it right. Because I know that I don't want to offend the wrong people. I want to offend the right people. Maybe I should just... Yeah, Nicaraguan American. And this was at a Latinx event. Cringe pandering at a Latinx event, says Daniel. Yeah, true. Ana Navarro criticizes Jill Biden's speech. Avoid comparisons to tacos and other Mexican food. Look at her. Look at this picture of her. Hey, she's doing the white supremacy symbol. She looks like a overweight Caltrans worker. Ana Navarro. But nice hair. Is she mildly attractive? I don't know if she's mildly attractive even. Maybe. Not to me. I don't want to be mean though. But she is nasty. This evil woman is a Trump hater. I remember there was one clip where I was like, oh yeah, base Latina Republican. I just happened to like something that she said, and then that was years ago. Yeah, she's Nicaraguan. Okay. Yeah, she's a Trump hater. She's a cackling hen at The View. Oh, man. I promise okay, I'll give 1 minute to her. Okay, 1 minute only. My favorite caller on the line, Maze in Dayton, Ohio. Maze, I'm sorry. Forgive me, but you have to do it in 1 minute. You have to get it off your chest in 1 minute about these cussing kids at cops.
Yeah, Rick the Slave.
I can't hear you.
That's a Rick the Slave to see what the sheriff and the cop was having the same argument the little kids was having with each other, where the cop was cussing the sheriff out, or the sheriff was cussing each other out on that truck that day. Tell Rick he's too bright. Tell him to tell us about stuff like that. And when it comes to Mrs. Biden, at least she has her clothes on and she don't have any pictures of being naked, and she's well respected as an American woman. That good enough for you? Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, Maze. Appreciate it. That's Maze. We love Maze. Your girlfriend and all you people who are fellow Maze fans alongside me, yours truly. I wish I could have conversed with her more to get what she was saying. I didn't get that. But thank you, Maze. I appreciate you. I'm glad I let you on. This has been the Hake Report, guys. I appreciate it. Who respects Jill Biden? That was an underhanded attack on our greatest First Lady, the beautiful Melania Trump. As long as she stands by her man, I stand with Melania Trump, who was classy while in office, I say. Okay, guys, this has been the Hake Report, thehakereport.com. Thank you guys for the support. Taking care of business with the Super says, that diaper gangster is a future inmate number. Yeah, not good. Not good. Well, guys, have a fun one. I will hopefully see you tomorrow on the Hake Report and on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Thanks, and take care. Bye.